Hello, how's it going today? So we're gonna work on some man doors today. Got a coping saw and then found that little miter box in Maker World. Handy little thing, you can put two clamps on the sides of it and clamp it down to the desk. So for all the scale wood, I've made that myself. I went down to Home Hardware and picked up a 1x6 piece of pine. It was about 6 feet long to start with. Figured it'd give me plenty of lumber to start with. Those are 19 by 4 mil. Kind of fits perfect with the 3/4 inch plywood, fills the gap in. Those are going to be my door frames. Just measuring everything out and making my cuts. Fun fact, that pencil I'm using there, I've had it for probably 15 years. I have no idea where it came from. It just showed up in my collection one day and it's always kind of stuck with my craft and hobby stuff. I was wandering around Canadian Tire and I come across those little hinges, so I had to grab them for the project. Ended up having to cut them into the door jamb. Just marked them out and made my cuts, chiseled out the rest, and it fit in there great. I flipped the hinges around backwards, butted them against the edge of the wood, and just used that to set my depth and trace the pattern out. Worked super easy, aligned nice. I'm typically a pretty quiet person. I don't really have much to say in general. I'm horrible at carrying on a conversation. I'm really struggling with these videos and the time lapses just to get speech in there and tell you what I'm doing. I'd like to do some time of video, but again, like with me working and figuring stuff out and building all this, I'm usually a pretty quiet person, so I'm kind of at a loss for words for a lot of this. It's a work in progress. I'm gonna work on it as I go. Little dry fit, make sure everything's fitting good, and then I'm pre-drilling my holes. It's just a little tiny 2mm drill bit, I believe, on the hand drill. Works out decent. So I gotta be honest, I built one of these door jambs prior to starting to film. Wanted to wrap my head around it, see where I was going to go with it, see how it was going to go together and how it was going to fit before I started filming. Not a carpenter by trade, so it's not really one of my strong points. Just using some 320 grit sandpaper to clean the edges up there. I think I got that with the cutting mat that I'm working on. I don't know, it is the worst sandpaper I've ever used. Like, I think it goes dull just sitting there, loses grit. Okay, you guys finally happy with the dry fit, and he's gonna make it go solid now. So I'm just using some Gorilla wood glue, gluing that all in place. I ended up picking up a little Bosch pin nailer. It's 23 gauge. It's 3/8 inch to 1 inch, I believe, for that one. Very, very small, tiny pin nails. They kind of look like scale nails to a point, so I mean bonus points, right? I got that little bubble level out of a Monster Mounts TV mount that you'd hang on the wall about 10 years ago. I've held on to it ever since. It's come in handy for little stuff like this. I'm just using it there to make sure everything's flush and even. Just cleaning my edges up, trying to get those hinges to sit in there nice. I don't know, this door, that door fought me, like the whole way through. It seemed everything I did, it was just one thing after another. Adjust here, tweak there. Finally got it right. Thinking about putting some windows on the door. I'm not 100% sure yet. Just gonna kind of sit on it and think about the direction I want to go. But if anything, I might put one window in that front door next to the bay door. I got some clear welding lenses. They're 4 1/4 by too. I think they'll work nice for windows, cut them down to size and go with that. This was my first door. I'd already pre-cut all that stuff before I started filming. It went together so nicely. Literally, other than a little bit of sanding on the actual door itself and a little bit on the frame, it went in like butter. Don't understand why the second door fought me so much. So I'm just toe nailing the pin nails in. It's giving it a little bit more clamping force doing it that way. All that filler on the floors and the walls, I think it come out good. Definitely still see the blemishes, but I don't know. The color kind of looks like that unfinished painted or primed drywall too. I don't know, I kind of like it. Another thing with all those spots that have been missed on the walls for filler and all that, it's gonna fill in. I mean, I'm gonna be adding things to this. It's gonna be a long-term project. So to make the actual door, I've picked up some basswood sheets. They were 12 by 12 by 1/8. I'll put a link in the description on Amazon. It'll be an affiliate link, so I may earn a small commission at no cost to you. But I've just glued them together, clamped them, and tried to align them the best that I could so it wouldn't mess up the fit. I think I put the clamps on the doors 4 times while I was trying to glue this and get it all straight. Kept adjusting the clamps and going about it different ways, and I was running low on clamps and I needed something to clamp in the middle, so I added wood and fought with it a little bit, but all part of the project. Making a mess with the glue, getting it everywhere. This is just an old desk mat that I had. Saved it for projects like this, so it's finally really starting to shine. But you'd rather have too much glue than not enough on something like this. You really don't want it delaminating and spreading apart over time. There we go with the pin nailer again. I love that tool. I think that might be one of my new favorites for sure, especially for this project and small stuff like this. The 3/8 inch pin nails, they would have went straight through the 3 pieces of basswood, so I'm just going in at an angle, that way they go through and kind of hide in there, but still clamp it together and kind of align it. I ordered 4 of those 4-inch wood clamps off Amazon. I figured, oh, that'll be perfect for this project. Yeah, by the time I use my other C-clamps and everything clamp that door, I'm kind of wishing I got the 8-pack. I ended up flipping the hinges upside down so the actual hinge part, like the round part the pin would go through, is on just touching the outside of the door. That's kind of giving me my depth and everything where I want it. Just marked everything, aligned it. I took this on and off a few times. I really didn't want to mess it up and start putting holes in places it didn't have to be. Kind of wanted to do this in one shot, so just took my time and kept making sure everything was fitting good and still working. So I did flip the hinges back around after I had them flipped backwards for alignment purposes. Just worked really easy that way. Figured that's the way I was going to do it. After the doors were all assembled and put together, they did fight me a little bit. I was fighting with some fitment issues, so I did have to take the actual door out to my belt sander in the garage, and I sanded a little bit off of the edges just to even it up, and then also off the door jamb. They hold closed a lot better than I was expecting. I was kind of thinking I was going to have to put magnets or something in there. I held off on doing it because I wanted to see how I got the fit. But they kind of push closed and hold shut snugly, so I'm not really too concerned about putting magnets in it anymore. I'm probably just going to design something on Fusion for door handles, and then either screw them on or glue them. Not sure yet, haven't got there. Just kind of getting the rough bare bones together and starting. I mean, this is going to be a long-term project, so I'm going to be months at this. After all the wood glue dried, I took some CA glue, spread along the edges of the door, spread it out, let it dry good. It's just really going to stiffen those edges up. That glue will set in to the basswood good, and then it will hopefully prevent it from delaminating. Fun fact, and I didn't really plan it this way, but when you open that door fully, it clears that inside wall, and I figured that out when I fully opened the door, and I was like, oh my god, I couldn't plan it that good. That stuff never works out. I mounted the door and I'm like, oh no, this is gonna hit the wall. Nope, clears perfectly. Use the same process as I did on the door frames. Just flip the hinges upside down so the hinge butted against the edge of the wood. Marked out where I wanted everything, drilled my holes, and then flipped them back around the proper way. Little tip, if you want good strong threads in those holes in the wood, just drop some CA glue down in there and put the screw back in, and then those holes will go like a rock, and they shouldn't strip out as easy anyway. I mean, anything's possible. We're into another long video. I was saying in the last video that I wanted to make them shorter. It's gonna be tough for me to do that. I mean, these are all time-lapsed, and it takes time to figure this stuff out and build it and all that. So I think I'm gonna be stuck with some longer time-lapse videos for the time being. But like I say, I'm gonna work on it, and definitely going to try and get some shorter videos that are time of with like actual thoughts at the time in them, and hopefully more detail or just a time of reaction. Door really fought me. I couldn't get the fit right. I ended up switching the screws out, and it seemed to pull it in more, so that didn't help, and then it wouldn't close properly. It was way too snug. I had to put a lot of force into it when I opened or closed it, so I ended up having to make some styrene spacers free behind the hinge. That seemed to push the hinge out that little bit and fix my issue I was having. I still had to sand quite a bit on it though, but I got it to a point where I'm happy with it. I am thinking I'll put a window in that door. I'm not sure in the back door, but that door there will kind of be like the main door. It'll be a 4-bay shop, so essentially the open side of the shop will be 3 bays, and then that bay door next to the main door will be number 4. So I'm not sure. I might do a little office setup here in the front. We'll see as I go and see where it goes. Just making the door stop now to go on the inside of the frame. Same thing, made my own lumber. out of that 1x6 pine, cut it down to 3mm by 2mm. I figured it looked good, so I went with it. Still have to make an insert for the bottom of the RC shop frame, the legs and everything I built. Not quite sure if I want to put drawers or what I want to do with it yet, so I just kind of moved on for now. That pin nailer works pretty good, but I tell you, it works a lot better with nails in it. I'd run out there, I was like, what is going on? Didn't know if it was jammed up or what. It was just empty. That black material over the bay door, that's just weed fabric for your garden. I found a roll in the garage and I was like, that's gonna look great on there. I'm probably gonna wrap the whole outside for now with it and just use it as like tar paper. I think it looks on point. Pizza's here. Little action shot of me making all my lumber with the table saw. Worked out pretty good. Onto the door trim. So I ended up cutting out of the table saw as well. It was a little sketchy cutting it, very thin. It was chattery, it kept breaking pieces off. And I'm not gonna lie, the first one I definitely jumped a little bit. I was like, oh, still got all 10 digits, we're good, keep going. But it ended up going 6mm by 4mm on that. I think it looked good and on point. I was gonna make it flush at the top at first, and then I'm like, I think I'm just gonna have 10mm stick out each side. I kind of liked the look. It was different, so that's what I went with. Didn't end up gluing any of the trim down. I didn't know whether I was going to stain it at some point or what, so I figured I'd just drive some pin nails in it and have it sit there. It held pretty good. I don't see it coming off. So I'm going to try and drop a video every week or two with this series. Keep the content flowing and try and grow the channel, see where it goes. But I got a trip coming up here, so that's going to throw a bit of a curveball into things. But I'm going to try and get a couple videos edited for the time I go so they can be released. Just keep it going. I mean, I don't have any subscribers at the moment, so it's not a huge deal, but I just want to keep the content going and also keep going with the build, so kind of going to have to post videos to keep the build going, right? Measure twice, cut once sometimes turns into measure 6 times and cut twice, or 3 times, depends. There's so much to go with this project. I can't wait. I want it done now. Like I want to get it all done in a weekend type deal, but I know I can't. If I rush it, it's just gonna look like crap. It's not gonna be the same. And I mean, realistically, life happens too. So you can't just go at this for a week straight and have that be life. A lot of learning on my end too. Editing these videos and lighting, and I have so much to work on. I am really enjoying it though, the editing and everything, as well as obviously the building. I've always been more focused on building with my RC hobby. Just always enjoyed it. I do run them. I don't know, where I live it's not ultimate scale crawler territory. It's a lot of flat land and mud, so I'm very limited with that. But I thoroughly enjoy building. the ideas never stop with me. I don't know. I've been told before, you get a brain like an octopus, but it never stops. I'll be 12 o'clock at night laying in bed, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh, I could do this, and oh, I'm gonna add this, and then like complete scatterbrain and off on that other direction. Now I'm gonna do this and put that on hold, and I don't know. I got a few RCs that aren't complete. It's kind of part of it. I dabble in it, but it's part of the focus with the YouTube and everything. It's hopefully gonna push me to finish this stuff up and show the world. That blue warehouse shelving, I downloaded that off Thingiverse a couple years ago, and it was just always set on a shelf. But I collected a few RC scale shop accessories and stuff like that, and had too many of them. With YouTube and everything, I was like, let's build a scale shop. It is time. I'm gonna have to take this door back off. I need to trim the bottom of it up a little bit or sand it down. It's hanging up on the floor in the one spot. It gets really stiff when it goes fully open. Don't think it's gonna be a huge deal, but I'll fix it when I paint it. Well, we're pretty well at the end of part 3 here. 22 minutes in. My god, time flies. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment, like, subscribe. Dislike the video if you don't like it. Give me some feedback. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you want me to change anything, or if you're liking the content. I'm sure there's something I need to change, but have a good day. Thanks for watching.